E benvenuto a David Lachman, per 25 anni un addetto nel Congresso americano, un uomo di grande esperienza, quindi buonasera David.
Good evening.
Comincio con una domanda semplice. Come mai che il nostro paese, gli Stati Uniti d'America, non riesce a esprimere due candidati migliori di Joe Biden e Donald Trump?
Well, I wouldn't underestimate Joe Biden. I've been watching him for decades, and he's actually accomplished a great deal as president in terms of public health, in terms of infrastructure. This has been a very active administration despite the current environment. Donald Trump is another matter, and he is, I think, historically unique, but it goes to the moment we are at in history that the country is so closely divided between these two very different candidates.
Descriverebbe Joe Biden come senile, come uno con dementia, uno con problemi cognitivi?
No. And all evidence in terms of his conduct in office points in the other direction.
Spiegaci chi è Gavin Newsom, questo governatore della California. È lui l'uomo che potrebbe battere Trump? E perché non si candida e sfida Biden?
Well, he is the governor of California, and he's certainly an up-and-coming leader in the Democratic Party. He has made very clear he has no intention of opposing or challenging President Biden. He is strongly supporting the president. He's still quite young and certainly has a future. And if he does wish to run for president, he will pick his time.
Poi parliamo di come il forte appoggio che Joe Biden sta dando a Netanyahu in Israele per l'attacco in Gaza sta costando Biden nei sondaggi, sta perdendo voti dei musulmani in America, dei afroamericani, degli ispanici. E così, come lo vedi? E perché succede questo?
Well, the Arab American vote is significant in certain cities and certainly growing. And in a state like Michigan, which all eyes will be on them in the next election, they do form a substantial bloc. And yes, there is, some unhappiness with the administration and their current stance. However, a year from now, when President Biden is being opposed by a candidate who, after all, as president, imposed a ban on Muslim immigration to the United States and who has pledged to set up detention camps for those communities, I think that the electoral calculus might look quite different.
David, lei ha lavorato nel Congresso per tanti anni, quindi ha ben presente il fatto che i repubblicani trumpisti nel Capitol Hill stanno ricattando la Casa Bianca di Biden in questo momento e bloccando gli aiuti militari per l'Ucraina e anche per Israele, $100 miliardi. Sarà approvato e quando?
Well, the votes are definitely there for aid to Israel on both sides of the aisle. We have run into difficulty with aid to Ukraine, which is very, very disturbing. I think in the end, both parties have an interest in coming to agreement, and there will be one. But it is certainly a novel and disturbing situation that we're at this point.
Ma per capire, gli aiuti militari per l'Ucraina andrà avanti ora e finché Biden resta alla Casa Bianca? È così?
Yes, as long as President Biden is in the White House, I believe that aid will be approved.
Cambio argomento. Immaginiamo che Donald Trump vince in novembre 2024. Cosa significherebbe un altro governo Trump per la NATO, per l'Europa?
Well, as you know, President Trump has long shown a hostility to those alliances, and it would certainly be a definite risk were he elected again that the U.S. might pull out of NATO, but it would certainly undermine the alliance regardless.
E Trump alla Casa Bianca cosa significherebbe per Zelensky e per l'Ucraina?
I think we need to take him at his word. There's a definite danger that if Trump is reelected, the United States would abandon Ukraine.
Ultima domanda a David Lachman. Trump potrebbe vincere nel novembre 2024? Potrebbe vincere la Casa Bianca? E quali sono le percentuali secondo lei?
His chances are very good. I would at this point rated at 50-50, but ultimately the election will come down to a few thousand votes in a handful of states. The rest of the country we can predict even sitting a year out. But it will be a close question right down to the wire.
Ma lei ha detto che Trump potrebbe ritirare gli Stati Uniti dalla NATO. Cosa significherebbe Trump alla Casa Bianca per la democrazia americana?
I think the future of American democracy is on the ballot next year. And we are at a critical moment in our nation's history that no one in my lifetime has ever seen. And that is a threat not only domestically, but to the global order we built after the war and to NATO. This is a historic election, and our friends across the pond are right to be concerned.
David Lachman, grazie per essere stato con noi.
Thank you very much.